All right, good morning. Welcome to the stock market. 9/26/2025. Let's make some money. I'm Chuck. Welcome to Chuck for Options. We're gonna do some journaling, some trading, some learning, some winning, hopefully very little losing, keeping it real. Let's check and see we're on and everything. We're public. We're gonna bring up our notes from yesterday. We're gonna finish that stuff later on. What is this? All right, boom. Let's get this set up. 9/26 today. PCE. I'm sorry, PC. I say E or I. E. All right. Some PCE data. All right, we had a range pre-market. I'm just checking news and everything right now. Is the OBS up? Are you here? Is anyone here? Where are we? I forgot about the heat map. I'm gonna start bringing up the heat map so we can check out the heat map for the day. Have the economic calendar. There's a couple things happening today too. There's something else happening at 10 as well that we have to be careful for too. Robinhood Legends. I had another window here. I just can't think about it right now. I don't know which one it was. Yeah, yesterday was hot. I was looking for a good trade. I couldn't find one. It was just that one. It was those two setups. By the time that V happened at the end of the day, I wasn't even ready for that. I was way too late for the party. I was way too late to the party. All right, so that's up. Okay, awesome. I'm gonna give you some more real estate. Oh, next week too, we have jolts. Next week we have jolts report. Well, that's this week. This week we have PCE. I guess that was good. Good data. We want to find some more news. That's what we really need. 9:21. Do I have everything? I got my water. I'm not really hungry. I'll get some food later. We're teetering between 660, 659. So we're gonna, I think we're gonna open up. We're gonna gap up. So I would expect that they're gonna probably fill that gap rather quickly today. And we're gonna make a move higher. Yesterday they didn't fill it. They went. It was just a gap and go. Yesterday was a 100% gap and go. So contracts. What time is it? 22. Okay, so we have other time to look at some contracts. So there's gonna be some good contracts today. All right, we hit a high of pre-market. Come on, bro. Oh, so when we got the PCE report, that's when we hit that spike. All right, so that was the PCE report. I can't join this mother. What the hell is this? 661.06. 661.06. Pre-market 661. Oh. That was pre-market, right? All right, that was the high. I'm pretty sure that was the high. And that was still the low. The low 657.54. All right. So we have those levels. Yesterday's pre-market. Okay. I have them over here. Yesterday's pre-market. I don't have it written down over here. I have it there. I have to update my notebook. 38, 6, 57, 40. Because these are important levels all like to know all the time. So we can know what levels we're going to hit on either side. So it's always important to get those levels. The high of yesterday was 659.41. 659.41. Like for today, these levels are going to matter for today from tomorrow. I'm sorry. I guess I can just. I don't have the open close set for this. And either note 657.94 close. Six feet 05. Oh no, our low went lower yesterday. We hit 654. Wow, we did retest that low. I said it's going to be a hell of a day if we retest that low, and we did. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. All right, 41. Okay. Wow, that was crazy. I don't have to write those down over here, but we do have gap rules. Gap rules are in effect today. So remember about the gap rules, because the gap rules matter. They matter. Yes, they do. They matter. I don't think we... Time check. Time check. 9:26. Time check. Time check. Bloomberg. AI data centers. It's all about the data centers. So I seen something in the works about like plug. All right, so okay, so it look like we are testing the gap fill right now. All right, so we're looking to fill this gap right now. So my idea of what I want to do is I'm looking for an upward day. It's starting out perfect. All of pre-market, we were in the upward range the whole time, like 95% of the time, maybe more. Now we're going to look to close this gap, and we're going to look to target yesterday's, I think yesterday's opening print. No. Where was yesterday's gap? I think we're targeting yesterday's gap. So we're going to, I'm going to let this play out. I'm going to let this play out in the morning. I mean, I may open up a put just to see how far down this thing is going to go, because we don't know how far down this thing is going to go. But I don't think it's going to do anything too crazy. But I think it's going to be a big time call day. Look at this thing, looking to fill that gap. Look, that's perfect. That's awesome. That's what we want to see. What time is it? It's 27. It's 27. Now it might be a grind like yesterday after we fill this gap. I think we're gonna. I mean, we don't know. Yeah, that's my prediction, but oh yeah, but we're definitely in gap rules. Yeah, all gaps must get filled. So we're looking to fill this gap. I think we're going to fill this one first, and then that one. Or I mean, we can go vice versa, but that gap is going to be targeted. We have this gap today, and we have yesterday's gap. That's a big ass range. Because remember, we got down. We closed at, what was our close? That was yesterday. 9:24. We closed at 661.10. Right here. This is the target. 661.10. 661.10. 6110. That's a target. That's a target right there. That's a target on the low end. All right, ding ding. Ding ding. Ding ding. All right, those calls are down. Puts are they're even down even more. All right. The out of the money. The out of the money over there, plenty red. Over here, the out of the money calls are down, going lower. All right, like I said, those puts, they're going to do what they do. All right, so I guess I can put out. No, that's not it. There we go. All right, so you see, we have some way to go if we're gonna drop. We are 1 minute in. Yeah, I am going to wait so I can force my patience and not jump on anything right now. I'm just going to write in these calls. I mean these plays. Ooh, we are watching some money go though. I mean, this can be a gap and go. Sheesh, that thing's up damn near 50% right now. No, that thing's up damn near 100%. Damn, that bitch was. Sheesh, that thing moved quick. Are we just gonna go? I mean, just so many possibilities of things that we can do, and like, there's no downside gap fill right now. We're just gapping and going. We're just gapping and going. There is no. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Holy shit. That thing's at 100% already. If I would have fucking did that, oh my god. Dude, if I would have pulled that fucking trigger, I was about to. What? You wouldn't even believe me how much that contract was and how much I was looking for. That thing's at fucking 150% already. I mean, I bought it. I'm up damn near 100% on it. The 663. I went to go write it and I just see all this money going. I'm like, damn. The 663 call. You see, I was expecting that gap to fill. Again, they're not even fucking with the gaps, man. They're just freeballing it out here. Damn. I'm gonna put a trailing stop loss on this. Let's put a trailing stop on this at all right. All right, so I'll put a trailing stop on that, so we're not going to lose anything, risk anything. I want to get the other because I have a couple plays. I have a couple plays out, so but let me update you so you can get these plays too. The 66662 call. What's affordable? The 664. 664 call. So I got that on deck. Those are crazy. That's crazy. Damn, these things are going, boy. I don't want to buy any more of those. They're so freaking expensive right now. Sheesh. Holy shit. If I would have clicked that fucking button like immediately, that would have been a fucking easy, like, shit. Shit, shit, shit. I'm only saying shit because I didn't get what I thought. I mean, fuck. I was a little bit late. Just a little bit, actually. Just a little bit. No, it was enough because that thing moved. That thing moved. That thing moved. All right. So if you're losing out on a call, the gamble would be yours. If we go to fill the gap still, I mean, we can go gap and go, or we can just keep pushing this thing. We don't know. I don't know. All right, let's see what's out here. Where is the money? All right, so that thing is still going on. That contract right there. We just might, we may just keep going. Those contracts at 56. I had a trailing stop loss. It broke through it at 52. So I have a $3 spread, $4 spread that I'm missing out on right now, being out of the contract. But the thing is that capital's gone. If you're day trading, it's cool because you get that capital back. It's when you have a cash account, it's cool. You won the trade, but you can't use that amount for that capital anymore. That's why you want to get in on the trades at a good price. So then when they start getting big and everything, then it's like you're good. You're already entrenched. What time is it? It's 39. Uh, we're looking for our 5 minute. So hopefully we can break the trend. If we're on the bottom of that curve on the 1 hour, that's going to be nice. It's going to take a little bit, but we have to be careful of. Uh, all right, Google felt that little jerk, but it's still going up. NVDA a little bit above the print. Apple's down, going up. Tesla is up. Look like it's still um trending up. Amazon felt that spike, or maybe that spike was because of Amazon. That's brutal. Microsoft breaking out to the upside. Meta dropping. Avgo dropping. A part of that spike. Berkshire Hathaway Spiking, Oracle up. So out of the Mag 10, 2 are low. NVIDIA is fighting, going down, and Apple is going to the up. So right now, NVIDIA's and Apple, they're inversely playing. If they can both play in the same direction, if NVIDIA can fix their little temper tantrum, this thing can go bully. Especially with Tesla, because usually Tesla acts inversely with freaking the SPY. But that's nothing here or there. Look at the VIX. That was that. What happened there? Yeah, what happened there? What was that about? R5 is forming. There we go. Up to the upside. R1. There we go. Boom. All right, let's start raking in some money. No one's touching puts on the SPY, but people are touching 0 dates calls. All right, so we just hit a level. That's 6110. All right, we grabbed 6110. All right, I'm lost. What's your idea? I did my part. What do you help? I'm lost. I'm long. That's all you got to say. I'm long. I'm long too. But we hit that level. We hit the levels. We hit the levels that we were talking about. We had a gap and go. We're gapping, we're going. I think they're gonna probably try and scare us on the late end. All right, the 663 and the 662 is killing it right now. And the 661, all killing it. What cycle are we in? What time is it? It's 44. Okay, so we're ending this cycle. Oh, wow, look at this. He said I'm long. That's funny. I know you're long. You see, but we also have jolts next week too. We have jolts, and we also have a lot of shit right now going on with Trump and the and we should look for a jerk from I think there's a lot of juice in the market. I think they might do a fucking. I'd rather just keep. Oh yeah, we have our 10 a.m. report. That's in 14 minutes. All right. So that's consumer sentiment at 10 a.m. PCE. This was at 8:30, and it was good. We have Jolts, the Jolts report next week. We have some other data too that we got to take a look at too. That 662 call, well, I mean, all of them just did crazy. If you would have known the price I got that for, those calls, I got that thing for $30. It's at 112 right now. That was a spectacular trade. I sold it at roughly 100%. Gap and go. Gap and go is nasty. Oh my God. All right, we just gotta wait for the ducats to come in. Oh yeah, the 10 a.m. report. Fuck. And I wanted to wait for that. All right, I got some money on the table. All right, let's update the contracts. All right, let's see what happened. They're probably slowing us down from, well, for the 10 a.m. Hmm. I wonder what happened with the open door. We're doing a little bit of teetering right now. I'm afraid of a bull trap. That's truly what I'm afraid of. because this is really slow right now. Things are really, really extremely slow. Well, we're waiting for that 10 a.m. It's 9:56, but it is. I think the reason why it's so slow is because of the 10 a.m. They're waiting for that data. But so far, we've been killing all the data. It's 9:57 right now. Man, these 2, 3 minute time frames and everything is so freaking just sheesh. I mean, it's looking like we want to go somewhere. Closing in on that. Let me just roll up some so I can relax. Well, not really need to relax, but just do something. Uh, It'll be nice to break through that 662. And it'd be really nice to just, I'm gonna do that. Man, bro, I was looking at those calls. Oh my God, I almost hit it. Ah, I was like, yo. You see, I was expecting the immediately gap, but they trying to do. You see, yesterday they didn't fill the gap. They just went. It just went. It just it a gap and go, but it just kept going down. The go was just the direction that it gapped in, and it kept doing. Now I don't think they're going to do the same play. I mean, they can do the same play today, but today's Friday is also, you know. So if the past couple of days, people had a lot of puts, then it's like, well, that was a nice little trap that they set up. Me, I go into cash every day, so I always have cash. So I'm not swinging like any plays. I'm not swinging any plays. I'm not a big fan of swinging plays, especially the spy. Other stuff, yeah, like leaps and everything. Maybe something that's like 3, 4 months out, yeah, because I'm buying Grab, I'm buying Open Door, stuff like that. All right, that's a nice little candle. That's a really nice candle. But damn, I could have made fucking all my bread in those first couple of seconds. You got to be ready, man. You got to be ready. Fuck. And then it's like, well, that's the only trade you need. You don't need no other trade. You done got your nut right there. And that's why I like a cash account rather than a margin account, because yeah, they give you more money. They give you, you can do spreads and everything. You can do a little bit better setups, but that PDT, you can't trade under PDT. So none of that shit matters. I got out of that shit. And you're a seasoned trader. Yeah, that's good. Now you gotta watch this shit. Keep watching it. They're gonna pay you. Like if I would have took that trade, I would have gotten paid more, you know. And then even when they stopped me out, I still made like 90 something percent. That's the 10 a.m. data. No, it's 10:03. It's digestion. I'm looking at the puts right now. I'm seeing if there's going to change drastically. Because sometimes you can see if something's going to happen. If what you see is what the contracts are feeling. Are they keeping this range bound? That's a nasty rejection. It's a nasty rejection. Hmm. And those puts are picking up some speed. That trade could be over. That whole trade sequence could be over. The puts are getting no. There's a spike right there on the puts. Those puts are getting bigger now. They're range bound and they're still keeping us in the fucking range. fine. This can be short term pain. Now they're going for the gap fill. $10.07. Wow. This thing is moving. And that's a big dump. Look at that UVIX spiking. I didn't even pay attention to that UVIX. Look at that one. Holy shit. I knew they were going to do some shit like this. I'm happy I picked up those puts. Shenanigans. There we go. Yep, that sequence was finished. Is this a new sequence? What time is this? 10:09. We're going more on the. We're dropping more. It looks like the UVIX is coming back up here, man. We could be going lower. Yep, VIX is pushing up. All right, we gotta look for this channel. They broke that shit. They killed that shit. They killed that shit right there. Because now you got people flowing over there. All right, I'm looking to fill a gap maybe. All right, I wonder what happened to those calls. Those calls. Wow, that's insane. That's incredible. That's absolutely incredible. What? Oh my goodness. Absolutely incredible. What a hammer. 657. Holy shit. All those puts over there. And this is crazy. They dumped on everybody. Those calls, dude, those calls were crazy. This was it right here. That was it right there. We already we already closed the gap. Gap's closed. Gap's closed. Gap's closed. This was what? This was the 10 o'clock. That was 10 o'clock, and that was the reason for it. What's the name too? 10 a.m. slam. 9:30 run up. It was off of a gap and go. Off of a gap and go. 9:30 runs with the 10 a.m. slam. That's crazy. And we had data at 10 a.m. too. Data at 10 a.m. And that was the reason. And I knew I wanted to wait for that 10 a.m. But that play in the in the morning, you know, you got to be ready for them. You got to, sheesh, you just don't know. You, you just don't know. This right here was a good payout right there. That was a great payout. This right here was a great payout. And now we are, I guess the market's trying to decide. Okay, and that's why you want to do that. Okay. And that's why you want to move like that. Okay, because now we're in a different cycle. So, well, we can be in the same cycle. Either you're going to be up or you're going to be like you're going to be in profit. Now you can be eating away profit with that contract. That's how I was running the contracts before. You know, give it time to breathe. Wow, those guys. These guys are deadly. They are smart. All right, so we're in that same cycle. It's 10:18. Wow. It's 10:22 right now. All right, we're continuing in this range. So are we looking for a breakout right here? Maybe. Maybe. Mm. Wow. Oh, I gotta put my puts up. Oh, I got this at this point. You see, the thing about the watch contracts that it fluctuates because it fluctuates. There we go. I couldn't find my lighter. What's going on with these contracts? Hmm. 10:25. VIX are still moving up. We're still going down. I have the 654 puts. Excuse me, I'm sorry. That was a rejection right there. That was a that was definitely a stop raid right there. Yeah, we should be going lower. All right, it's 10:32. All right, SPY is still up 3%, 0.03%, 4%. It looks like they're counting up all the bulls that they trapped up back there. Trapping anyone who didn't sell over there. Yeah, they're deciding where to go. Because this was a big range right here. From here to there, that was huge. That was massive. That was massive. That was a play. This was a play. Right here was a play. And now the market is deciding where are we going to go from here. Yeah, they're setting up the put the call ratio. All right, this could be the bottom of the channel right here. just chilling. We still in profit in the puts. I think I'm gonna sell out of these. Actual balance. That could be the. Well, I think you have to break the SPY down in channels, in trading channels, because here's one channel. If you didn't get shaken out here, it looks like this was the resistance, and then that's when we seen this right here. So we did apex. We still apexed over this. We still apexed. But from here to there, this was a good move. From here to here, even from here to like there was a good move. But that was a good move. This was a even better one. A little less contested. A little less contested. Well, no, this had 2 contention points. That was rather small. This had a little bit more. But this was definitely a longer move. So now we're going to see where we're going to go from essentially here. Okay. All right, because when everyone came into the market, man, we were all bullish as fuck. That's the only reason why this was created. And that was a gap and go. We gap and went, but then boom, they filled the gap. Yesterday, the gap didn't get filled. Yesterday, the gap didn't get filled. It went, but it hovered below the above print, and it stayed under. But for this gap, it went no, but it still filled the gap. Like gaps, like all gaps must get filled. The gap didn't get filled today. Today's gap got filled, but yesterday, I don't think yesterday gaps got filled unless it was filled today. pre-market 662. We opened low. So did we break 662 ever? No, it's this gap over here. Dude, no, we are still above print. We're still above print. We are still above print. Ooh, I gotta get some food. Want to get rid of PDT margin is the way. Well, yeah. Also, if you just hold until the next day, no more PDT. Yeah, no more PDT, but you don't know where the market's going to go from A to B throughout the day. You can do a small contract. If you think it's going to go up, make the play go away. That's $17. That's $17. If it's a call, if and we spike, it can turn into some money. Same thing for a put. That yes, but that's just it's better than a lotto ticket. Okay, now back to the highs. Maybe, hopefully, we don't know. I've noticed the best thing to do is just play it real slow, one contract at a time. And then when we start picking up momentum, into the breadth of the play, then you buy and sell. You add more. That's when you make it heavy. You get to like 15, 20%, then that's when you want to start adding more, stuff like that. Yeah, but once they get rid of the PDT margin, definitely going to be the way to go. 100%. Yeah, because they're giving you fucking leverage. Of course. Of course. They're giving you leverage, no PDT, even if it's less leverage, doesn't matter. Even if they give you 3-1 instead of 4-1, you know, of course, 100%. You got to stay above the what's the name of school? They give you air. That's nothing but well, it's better than a prop firm. Oh wow, look at the VIX. The VIX is going down. The UVIX going up. So that whole pump in the beginning of the day was nothing but people going crazy with the calls and people being extra bully on the market. That's incredible. The SPY is up 20, 11%. It's still up. We didn't even fill the gap. We didn't even fill the gap. This is Rosh Hashanah. Are we losing? Are we losing breath? If you take away both those candles, we're still trending down. Take away those two big candles. Those two green candles barely equal the one red candle. I mean, that's just gibberish, but it's looking. But you just gotta wait, man. You know, the thing. Okay, so the reason why it doesn't matter, okay, with PDT, because you don't need that much money. All right, you don't need that much money. 25,000 is a lot. That's for other plays, believe it or not. That's for like cover calls and cover calls on big companies and stuff like that. You only need a couple $100, to day trade. Now the longevity of all the trades and everything, okay, but trading just one contract at a time, works. Because you're going to get in and out of it real quick because you're watching it, and you're going to be able to add on. So now that's when your buying power matters, because now you're looking at something, either it's getting heavy, add on, or it's getting light, sell it. That's it. That's it. You got to find the right channels, cool. But if you're going to get jerked, you're right there. But that's definitely, that's why you don't need a stop loss, because you're right there on top of it. You're holding that contract, and then it doesn't matter if you're holding a lot of contracts, because they're all right there. They're all right there in front of you. But they're finding it after their next leg, right now. You know. Now, if you were in this trade, you know, you would have added on somewhere around here, and then boom, nice payday right there. Maybe right here you're getting rid of some, you're getting rid of some, you're regretting it, so you might be teetering right here, maybe you sold it somewhere around here, and now you're looking for the next play. If you were on top of it, maybe you caught this one. I mean, but this was 3, 6, 7. It's still 7 minutes of up. You buy the right contract. That's still 7 minutes of breathe. I mean, it's not this. You can wait for a big move, but right now the market, it looks like it's digesting this move. This is like canceled out right here. That's consolidation. Because even if you take that out, it's still just going sideways. So they're just finding out. This is a whole nother game right here. But we still didn't even fill the gap. We have a tap tap. And now this is when all the other trading theory and everything kicks in, because you're just looking for the trading setup. You see, consolidation, a little uptrend, but the 30 is all types of whack. You can see the consolidation here. See a little bit of upward momentum. It looks like it's wedging up. So what does it mean if they're burning the calls up top? They're bringing shorting to Robinhood too. I don't know if you heard. So now we're going to be able to short. All right, it looks like we could be moving lower.